everybody! Thank you all so much for donating to this run. I am so excited to show it off. Oh my goodness, you all are absolutely amazing. I have a few things that I want to talk about, but first I want my commentary buddy to introduce herself. Mermaid, say hello to everybody.
Hi, I'm Mermaid. I also speedrun this game.
Mermaid has been doing amazingly at NDE runs and everything. So I want to talk about NDE really quickly. NDE stands for No Dialogue Extension, which basically means that I am not allowed to use text overflow, which is a common glitch used in in regular glitched runs. So if you see my special message on the board, that is an example of text overflow. This is another example of text overflow, and this is another example of text overflow. Basically, I am only allowed to use the confines of a text box. But we have a good time. So this is not allowed. We're not allowed to do this. So I am going to reset this and actually get set up for the run. While I do that, Mermaid, would you like to talk about our setup?
So the first thing you might notice is that the background of the farmers, it looks a bit weird. And there's also there's no beach farm, there's no Four Corners farm. This is because we're on 1.2. We are not on any modern version because there are a few version-specific glitches or things that have been patched out since then. The other thing that you're saying is we're naming ourselves something a little strange. You might not normally name yourself something like this. What these do is a combination of inject a bunch of mail flags that instruct the game and tell it, hey, we've already done this thing, which we really haven't, and we're just lying to it. And the numbers in brackets will, when an NPC says that name, they will spawn the items in and give it to us, which is these are all examples of various forms of code injection. And
all right.
I think that's all we need to explain before the start of the run.
Oh, we are also running in Chinese because it gives us more space for this code, just because of the way that the Unicoding works. If I were to run in English, I would not have enough character space to put in this code. So that's why we're running in this language. But I think other than that, we are good to go. So, Mermaid, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, I will count us down in 3, 2, 1, go.
So the first thing you might notice is we're watching the intro, which might be a bit weird for a speedrun, but this is because it's the quickest way to get an NPC to say our name, because Robin says your name in the introduction, and then Robin will also say the farm name, which we also have stuff put in the introduction. However, this might look a bit weird. The menu's popping up is because we're doing a trick called WSC, which stands for Windows
Shift Canceling.
Windows Shift Canceling. Which,
if I hit Alt, the left Alt and Enter, it changes the size of the screen, which basically allows me to skip through dialogue and things like this.
It also has a bunch of useful side effects, which allow the game to do more code than usual. But then there's other skips that we can do. For example, we are skipping the saving process. This is by just pressing E at the right time because saving works like a menu. Oh, nice. We don't have a dead run.
Hooray. We love that. Hi, Barney. So usually we would be not adopting the cat, but I think we should adopt the cat, Mermaid. What do you think?
Yeah. I think we could call it something like eyes or feet, maybe?
Oh, I mean, I have an idea as to what we can name this cat. Just give me 1 second. I think this is a good name for the cat.
Yeah, I like that name. That seems like a nice name.
It's a fantastic name. I'm skipping through that dialogue. No worries. So you'll notice that I have more items in my inventory now. Naming the cat spawned those items into my inventory. That's going to be important later. For now, though, I'm going to be chopping down these trees. And Spef, if you have any donations, now would be a fantastic time.
I have so many, and there is so much more love coming in. You know, the Stardew Valley community is absolutely incredible, and there's so much love coming in for these runs today. And I'm so honored to be a part of this, and y'all are incredible. The Valiant Sun sent in $1,655, and it says, Gabby, Lichat, Blink, Terp, and Mermaid, words cannot describe how much I love and adore you all. You all have created such an amazing space for new and old runners alike, and I am so honored to have gotten to know you. Stardew would not be the same without you, and neither would I. Heart, Jess. Thank you so much for that donation, and shout out to the Stardew community for that as well.
Jess. Okay. Okay. Emotions. Anyway. We have things to talk about, though. We should talk about like the actual category, mermaid. Would you like to cover that?
So right now we're just waiting for a cutscene to play, which will open up the community center, which is like the first main goal of this game. Was you have a bunch. I'm sure you've seen this already explained in the previous run, but it's where you have to collect a bunch of items which give us rewards, and this run we want to complete the vault, which means we need 4 bundles completed, and then we need a bunch of money to complete the vault after that point. And now we're just going to sit here waiting for Shane because we're a nice person and want to give him a gift.
I can explain that in a minute, but we have space for another donation or two, Spef, if you've got any. I'm sure you do.
That I do. We have $20 from Ola No Name, who says, "Let's go, Blackheartwings! It is always awesome to see you run at GDQ, but it's more special than ever watching you perform one of the final runs for Frost Fatales 2024. You are an incredible force in the Stardew Valley speedrunning community, and we're all here to cheer you on. You can do it!"
Oh, no name. I was on the couch for No Name's run. Hang on. I have to gift her this amethyst. That's what we're doing here. No Name. I was on the couch for No Name's run when he ran it at a GDQ, and that was the first time GDQ was ever at a GDQ event. No Name, I love you. Okay, so you notice that I gifted all of these NPCs and I took the time to speak to them. We need the NPCs to like say our name because we need items in our inventory. This is kind of important. I also bought the backpack, super important. I'm also going to be buying the catalog. Also important. We gift Abigail an amethyst because it's one of her favorite items. It's also why we gifted Shane the prismatic shard, because when you give favorite items to NPCs, they will say your name, which will, again, spawn items that we need in our inventory. So that's what all of that was about. Now I'm going to buy some things in Robin's cabin. This is the most normal part of the run. Spef, you have the floor.
I am so happy to have the floor. And also, I wanted to point out as well, we have just passed $118,000 raised for the National Women's Law Center. Thank you everyone so much for your amazing donations and all of the love for this event. I also wanted to shout out that the bid wars are continuing to heat up for Dark Souls in some very different ways. The ending choice for Dark Souls is currently has flipped, so now Link the Fire is winning at $125 and the Dark Lord is $65 behind at $60. And the character name for Dark Souls, Li Chaton, is now leading the charge at $750, with the second place Waffles at $80. So it's a little bit of a gap there. It is a gap that is not unclosable, but wow, oh my gosh. Stardew community, y'all are wilding out. This is great. I love it so much. And we also have $25 that came in from Melody Skyla that says, "So proud to be a part of the Stardew community."
So
supposed to be skipping that. I don't know why I'm sitting through that. Don't worry about it. You'll notice that I duplicated star drops by doing some funky things and then just putting it in my inventory. We don't know why that works, but it works. All right, I'm buying wallpapers for decoration, obviously.
Just normal decoration, which is why we need 8 of them, which about 8 are very specific wallpapers. The other thing you may have noticed as we were coming back into the farm, and you will hopefully see it again in a minute, is
I'm remembering this time. Hold on. This one's a little tight. Hang on.
This one's a bit harder. Oh, there we go.
Perfect. Beautiful.
If we're in a menu when we go into an area, we will not get hit by cutscenes. Now, Demetrius just wants to have a nice chat with us because we've earned enough money, and for some reason he's looking at our bank account, and we don't want that.
He wants to
we don't
conduct
like
an
him.
experiment in the Batcave, and that triggers a whole thing. So we skip that by opening up the journal as we are leaving our house, or like triggering a cutscene. But this is pretty much the tail end of the run. We are depositing things into the community center, and we're closing things out pretty quickly. I'm just gonna throw some stuff in here. This is why this was important. Amazing. And that's also what that is. Okay, hang on. Let me animation cancel. There we go. Wonderful. Yeah, I deposited wallpapers.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so, but the way other thing here is we're moving during this cutscene. That's not intended. We're using a thing called animation cancelling, which is where if you press R, right, shift, and delete at the same time, it gives you control in this cutscene. It also resets you back to the normal animation, which is how we were using tools quicker earlier with the trees. You can also use whisk
here,
again
so I'm
for
trying
this.
to be careful.
But animation cancelling is more convenient.
Definitely more convenient.
Yeah. The other thing is, yeah, we're using wallpapers for donations. The game isn't very intelligent in this version, and it just doesn't check if you're donating the right type of item, and they happen to have the same item ID as the items it's looking for. This is called item ID overlap. And so we can we make a bit more money, which we're already making money anyway, and we can just get 2 bundles for free.
So this is the vault bundle, by the way. This is done. This is the end of the run, basically. Time will be on the final flash when the room is repaired. Yes, she just did a drinking animation. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that is the tail end of the run. That's time. Oh gosh. I just want to thank everybody so much for showing up and throwing all of this money at this run. I love the Stardew community. I'm so glad that it has reached the heights that it has. Thank you, Frame Fatales, for having me here, so being able to showcase this run. I also want to give a special shout out to the restream communities, the Japanese restream and the Spanish restream. Un saludo a Speedruns Español. Los quiero mucho. Muchísimas gracias por su trabajo. There really aren't enough words to express how much I love everything about this. Thank you all so much for raising so much money for the National Women's Law Center. It is absolutely amazing. You're doing a wonderful job. Mermaid, do you have anything you would like to say?
Yeah. This has been amazing insight. It's been so nice relatively recently joining the Frame Fatales community because Gabby was like, oh hey, do you want to commentate for my NDE run? It's like, yeah, that sounds fun. So thank you for everyone donating for this. This is so good.
You really appreciate it. Thank you all so much.
The time had finally come. After a week of murder, speedruns, and a lot of prizes, all of this detective's hard work had paid off. Now was the moment to reap the rewards.
I don't understand why you can't seem to wrap your head around the fact that as runners, it is our duty to use the most glamorous tricks, not just for the sake of time save, but for the sake of fashion. Something you've never seemed to wrap your head around.
You're so foolish! You don't understand! I've seen so many runs die! I can't watch it happen again!
Oh, come now, Tara. Where's your runner's spirit? We have to be able to deal with all the highs and the lows. You know, this kind of reminds me of that time that you chickened out of our first movie date.
Don't remind me! I don't think I could ever look at a penguin the same way again.
Really? It was just a fiction. Penguins die and get murdered all the time.
Oh,
and
sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?
nothing
No!
yet. Look, why are you even here? Haven't you had enough of your little game?
Actually, I'm just here to watch the finale run, just like the rest of you. Do you know how long until it starts? It'll probably be about 15 or so minutes. The suspense is killing me.
Anything would.
Well, how about a story to pass the time? I suppose that's fine. There aren't any penguins, are there?
Tara, I swear.
All right, break it up. It's just for fun. Do we have anything better to do? I suppose not. Great! Okay. Once upon a time, I received an invitation to a party at Fatale's Manor. Upon arrival, I met a colorful cast of characters. A Varus to the Fatale's throne, a doctor that could save speedruns, a prize keeper who keeps the prizes. They all had something they wanted from our host, and they all had their own secrets. We waited for our host to arrive, but no one came. Suddenly, there was a brief loss of power. Afraid for our host's safety, we split up in search of them.
We know! We were there! Look, I don't know why you're rehashing a story that's already old news. Honestly, you'd think she'd come up with something more original at this point.
I have to agree. I don't see much point in retelling a story to those who were involved.
Look, you don't know the whole of it. You see, there's more to the story than meets the eye.
What do you mean?
Whatever are you talking about?
Okay, Doctor, when I questioned you, you said there was no bad blood between you and Court. But that's not true, is it?
What? I have nothing against Court. I told you. There's no reason for me to want her out of the picture.
Well, see, that's what I thought too. But then I found this.
What? But you found that in Mix Heron's belongings. I don't understand how that has anything to do with me.
And I already told you that there's no reason for me to have ever needed this laptop.
Right. Doctor, how did you know that I found the laptop in Mix Heron's belongings?
Tara! How could you?
That's right! The Fatale was framed!
But anyone could have taken that laptop. What proof do you have that it was possibly me?
See, I was thinking about it, and I realized that why would Mix Heron need to steal the laptop if they could already access the entire system? So that only left one person who stood to gain from not only stealing the laptop, but then framing Mix Heron as well.
But that's still not evidence. You have nothing on me.
The file wasn't fully deleted, Doctor. We know what you did.
That's right. The time has come to confess to your crimes. You did it, Tara. Didn't you?
Okay, fine, I did it! I took the laptop, but I swear I didn't murder Court! It's true, I put the laptop in Ruby's belongings to frame them, and it's true that I programmed the lights to turn off, but I swear I didn't kill her! Court caught me almost submitting a spliced run. I think she pitied me. She wanted me to come clean before the event, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't repeat the past again. That's why I took the laptop, so I could delete the evidence. Court was already gone when I took the laptop.
Wow, that was a lot more than I was expecting.
I knew it. It was you all along. I cannot believe you would do this to your close and personal friend.
Mix Heron, not so fast. It's really not helpful for you to throw around accusations without all the information. You see, when I looked into the laptop disappearance more, it was at that moment that I solved the mystery of the true culprit.
The true culprit? Just what are you on about now, Detective?
Ruby Heron, you are the one responsible for the tragic fate of Court, our wonderful event lead.
Me?
You know, I thought it was strange that you were the one to presume Court was actually dead before we had the chance to confirm for ourselves. You know, I'm a little surprised, actually, that you fell for my trap so easily. You've been quite cunning this week, my dear Theris. But you proved your guilt by going for the key piece of evidence.
I have done nothing of the sort, and as I discussed with you, I was with the prize keeper during the entire blackout.
That's correct. But I never said it happened during the blackout, did I? You probably couldn't believe your luck when an airtight alibi dropped right in your lap, unintentionally creating a false timeline of the murder. We all just assumed the blackout was when the tragedy struck. But if the doctor is telling the truth, then that means that you must have attacked and smothered Court before the lights actually went out. Likely before all of us arrived at the party.
Maybe you were banking on a massive party with too many people there for you to be an actual suspect. Maybe you had an escape plan, or you were going to put the blame on your ex here somehow. Whatever the case was, you figured out that we would consider the blackout the time when the tragedy actually happened. So you made sure to meet up with the prize keeper.
This is a baseless accusation. You love throwing these around, don't you? I refuse to confess to a crime I didn't commit.
Baseless! Earlier today, the culprit thought they took a certain prize, but it was a decoy.
That's right.
Ah!
A decoy. You see, there are two versions of this prize. One, the real, genuine article in my hand right here. An Eevee sent in by a Pokemon trainer. But the second, a sham, a decoy, a fake, created by yours truly. You see, no two prizes are exactly alike. I've often said this, yes? And it is the love, the attention, and the care that Fatals put in to every prize that makes them so amazing. And it would behoove you, Mix Heron, to remember that. And with that, I shall take my leave.
You see, and you would have had no time to dispose of it before now. So, if you truly aren't the culprit, then please, empty your pockets.
Well, this is a ridiculous accusation. First of all, I would never be caught dead doing something as low as petty theft. And second of all, how dare you hit me with more—
Ruby! That's enough! You've never known when to stop! I can't believe all of this! How could you? Empty your pockets.
It's not simple being Fatal's theirs. Much to the contrary, the amount of responsibilities, the everything that comes along with it, and all the luxuries it affords that I should be allowed into for a position that I may never gain. So I took care of it. I was supposed to be, I should have been the first in line, but I was the 8th. So I took care of what needed to be done, starting by taking out the 7th, then the 6th, the 5th, the 4th, the
Okay,
3rd.
I think you get the idea.
I took them all out. I made sure that I did what needed to be done, but there was still one person left. Cord. The last missing piece in this beautiful puzzle. So, when the pieces aligned and my wonderful friend Evie here was on my side, I did what needed to be done. And now, with the frost chilling, a new reign begins. The Fatal's glory and the
Everyone! I finally finished making the popcorn so we can watch the finale together.
What?
I didn't miss it.
I mean, what?
Oh, I was just working so hard on the event that I laid down for a nap that turned out to be 36 hours. But what's going on with you all?
That's what we'd like to know!
You
That's right. Court was never actually dead. When I went back to inspect the body to make sure I hadn't been missing any clues, when I went back to the office, they were gone.
Well, after my nap, I just went on a walk, clear my head, like I love to do. And I got a little bit lost on the way back to the manor. But I'm really glad I made it back in time for Paper Mario!
Exactly. So when I suspected who the culprit actually was, I got in contact with Miss Flygon here, and then I hatched a plan to prove my assumptions. Then, at the final moment, I could show that they were actually still alive.
That's right, I'm still... Wait, what?
And everything was perfectly timed, including the moment Miss Flygon arrived just now with the popcorn.
Okay, but can we go back to the part about my murder?
Well, you know how, I'm one for drama, and I certainly love a good thrill.
Thrilling indeed. And with the truth finally illuminated, I think my job here is done. it's time for me to take off my detective's coat for the final time. Oh, and with the recent news coming to light, I don't think Miss Heron will be getting their hands on the FF throne anytime soon.
Of course, it's not like I want it or anything. You know, what would I do with an inheritance such as that? Nothing considerable, nothing of any kind of value.
The FF inheritance, wait, I meant to tell you. So I was kind of thinking about it. I wanted to rewrite the FF will so that it would be given to the community, you know, and I think that's really beautiful. So I got that sorted out last week, and I was gonna let you know so there's not any pressure on you anymore, especially with the mysterious disappearances of the other inheritors.
But
Oh, hey, it looks like the run's about to start.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for Paper Mario. Can I have the popcorn?
Oh, absolutely, I can't wait for this run. Same for me too. I love popcorn during a good run.
Allow me to get the light.
And with that, the case of the Frost Fatales mystery had finally come to a close. All that was left for us now was to enjoy one final run together. But first, it's time for our event recap. Hey everyone, Kung Fu for Cup here. I am with Jen, our awesome games committee lead, and we wanted to talk to you about this week and also what a thrilling conclusion to the mystery. I may have had like a little bit of an inkling on what was going on this week, but I want to know your thoughts.
I am totally flabbergasted. I'm now feeling like I was snuggling up with Evie until just right now, and now I feel a little bit weird about being so cozy with an attempted murder weapon. I was totally in the dark about the ending.
Wasn't Evie's fault.
It's true. It's true.
That's amazing. Well, it was such a blast. If y'all do want to catch up on the mystery and be like, oh, I didn't get to see it from the beginning, guess what? We have a whole playlist that you can go on our YouTube channel for Games and Quake, and you can check out the playlist there. It's got the whole mystery of Fatales Manor, so you can check that out there from the very beginning. Everything will be up. So excited. So I'm glad to have seen you all enjoy it. It was such a blast for us to do. Yeah, really, really fun. So with that, I do want to talk about this week together. I know we have both Paper Mario, but also Dark Souls coming up first. Super good runs to finish out the evening. Oh my gosh. But let's talk about this week. I know this is like your first time here with us in person at an event, and I kind of wanted to know what it's been like for you, being around the studio, being around the volunteers, like being a part of things like more involved than you were previously. Like, how's it been?
Yeah. Well, first off, it's been great. I've been involved in the FF community volunteering for years now, and then this is my second event as Games Committee lead, and my first event in studio, like Fu said. And it's been really great to have the opportunity to like put faces, like real human faces to all of these names that I've been seeing for so long. It's just really remarkable to be able to work with everyone, to see the energy that goes into this production, this broadcast, the passion that everyone brings, and experiencing that in person has been just phenomenal.
I love that. I love to hear that. Yeah, I think it's really special, like when, I don't know, just seeing everybody coming together and working so hard. I just love the passion throughout this community. Every time, like leading up to this, I'm like, oh, there's so much to do. And I feel like I'm like, oh my goodness, like organizing everything. And then I get here and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I love just seeing the drive that everybody has. Like it really energizes you. It's amazing. And this event was absolutely no exception to that. It was super, super fun. Now, I kind of want to also hear about like what you think maybe were some of like our greatest achievements and some of the biggest challenges we've had to overcome.
Oh, wow.
Start wherever you want with that. You know what I mean?
That's a really big question. So I think from like a studio perspective, our greatest accomplishment has just been like how we come together, and like everyone is so ready to hop in, so ready to put everything they have into this event. And I know that that's the case for like our remote volunteers and everyone that's involved in this event. And I think that that's kind of our biggest challenge too, because we all care so much. Like everyone is willing to hop in at a moment's notice. And we all need to remember sometimes, like we can it's okay to take a step back. We have a whole community here that is ready and excited to hop in.
Right. Right. Yeah, I know it can be hard to like, I don't know, maybe take a breather, or I don't know. it's great to like practice relying on each other and knowing that like
Absolutely.
we are
Yes.
here for each other.
Yes.
I think it's really great. So then I kind of want to learn more about like your experiences in games committee and the things that you want to share about that. I know you have some really cool info, not just with the committee itself, but also with kind of some of our game related stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I have a lot I could talk about. So first of all, like I'm right now very committee brained, which is what we call it when we're like very much in event mode. But our committee has been working since October to bring this event. We've been working to review submissions, create the schedule, review incentives. Like there's been so much work that my committee has been putting in. So I just want to thank all of my committee members because they're so good. They're so good. And I really appreciate you all. Yeah, it's amazing.
I love that. Huge shout out to Games Committee. Yeah, they do so much to help out. I mean, I have like a pretty direct connection or like, I guess, communication link with Jen as we're working together for like segments and things. And I can tell how much care you all are putting into stuff. And like, you're so good at getting back to me with the info that I need. So much appreciation for you as well.
Thank you.
I
also wanted to just highlight that through this event, we are showing 66 different runners, which is, so that's 66 members of the Fatales community that we are able to showcase using our platform. We're able to elevate their voices, they're able to show the world like the skill and passion that they're bringing to their games. And I think that's just great. We also are highlighting a lot of international runners this event.
Yes.
Which I think is a huge step forward. I'm really excited to see people internationally submitting, so please keep doing that. We have runners from 4 different continents this event.
Awesome.
And shout outs to Japanese Restream and Speedruns Espanol, who have been working with us to restream this event as well.
Yeah, like huge thank yous to them, just helping make these events more accessible. And I know that like it was really cool to hear how excited they were to work with us as well on those and like be a part of this, like and be able to work with them. Like they've been so kind, and we've had a really good time with that. Now, I know that there's some really cool Stardew info we want to talk about too.
There is such cool Stardew news, and I really wanted to make sure that we took the time to highlight this because this is an amazing example of what a speedrun community can do. So you might have seen during the last 2 Stardew runs, which were phenomenal, by the way.
Yes, they were awesome.
Congratulations to the runners and everyone involved in that. We had some big donations come through during those Stardew runs. And that is all thanks to a vanilla Stardew Valley bounty that has been running in the Stardew community. So basically a call was put out to submit to the leaderboards with vanilla categories, and there was going to be like a bounty for that. Put it towards donating to this event. So there have been, as part of that bounty, 82 runs submitted by 49 runners. There have been 23 new world records recorded.
In Stardew.
In Stardew.
Oh my gosh.
As a result of this bounty. There have been $4,965 raised, and all of this has been happening since the 29th of February.
That's not long. Sorry. I don't know how to describe it, but other than saying like, that is not a long amount of time to have this happen. Like that's just barely outside of the scope of our event, really.
Right,
and that's almost $5,000. That's incredible from this community.
Yes. $5,000 to the National Women's Law Center just through community passion, community involvement.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. So thank you so much.
Yeah, that's so cool. All right. Thank you for that amazing info. This has been really, really neat. I know we also want to talk about some social info. So the socials team came up and gave me some really cool numbers that I want to share. In terms of our eyes on the tweets, we've had over 1.7 million impressions. We've had over 273,000 media views, almost 1,000 retweets, like all kinds of amazing things there. And we kind of wanted to go over some of the memes that we've seen throughout the week, because I feel like it's part of what is so fun in our community is checking out some of the memes that we had. So I know we have some images that we want to share here. For example, wow, those eyes look really familiar. That's interesting. So the eyes meme I know has been really big. We've seen them in chat all the time. time all week. That started early, and it has been strong.
Yes.
Continuing.
Yes.
It's been so good.
That is thanks in part to LLK's amazing artwork that was done for the comic in the lead up to this event.
Yes, I didn't get to see it until it was published, actually. But you know, of course, like she knew our theming and things like that, and had a few details. And I thought it was absolutely incredible. It's like a 2-piece like comic detective thing. It was amazing. Okay, all right, I gotta keep acknowledging what's going on right here. We got some Carrie morphs. I know Denny's was a big thing going on. That has to do with like Celeste. Yep. So funny. I know we have like Snom. Everybody loves Snom. Snom, I feel like, has become like a kind of a consistent FF trend thing that everybody just wants to like love on. Here's more of our Celeste Denny's. Anna's got the eyes. We're combining memes. This was one of her favorite things that I got to see. It's so funny.
Our meme team has been so good this event, and just everyone in the Fatale server.
Yes, 100% agreed. And then if y'all caught Kingdom Hearts, you know, we gotta get Norded. I don't know.
What does that mean?
Oh, getting Norded. So in Kingdom Hearts, you know, you have your good team and your bad team, like Light and Darkness, and then there's like Sora, and then you have like your big bad Xehanort. And so he's like trying to make this like key thing.
You know what? I don't think I need to know.
No, a little bit too much?
Yeah.
You know what?
Kingdom Hearts lore, it's over my head.
You're right. It's too much. Anyway, so we also have our Trepangular, which was great. That was so much fun. We also went into our like QP, and that's your fault, right?
Games Committee and I need to take the blame for that one. I'm sorry, May. We just really wanted to make it as painful for May as possible to enter a name on the Wiimote. So yeah, that's Games Committee right there.
QP, and then what was it? So funny. I just sat there watching. I mean, May was like, how much time have we wasted trying to input this? Very, very funny. Highly recommend checking that moment out. And then also, speaking of May, have you ever tried to read?
Can't say that.
Very funny. That's a little thing for May and I when we were doing a prize segment. The only thing I want to say about it is that that was not in our rehearsal for this prize segment, and nobody could contain their laughter. It was so fun. So between all of that, I think it's just been a fun week, and I love seeing everything that the community will come together and do, and be like, great, here's our meme. We're going with it. We're running with it. It's so much fun. So thank you everybody for just being a part of the server, like being part of the community. You're welcome to join our server. You don't have to be a speedrunner to join the FF community. Just reach out, be like, hey, I'm, if your identity lines up with us as a woman or a femme, like please join us. You can reach out, exclamation FF in the chat, and just be a part. It's just participate in the memes, talk in the channels. Like it's so much fun. And then if you do decide down the road you want to run, we love having runners submit. There's so many amazing things. Like getting involved in the game of the month, being involved in like the Stardew challenges. It's so cool. It's just like, it's like dipping your toes in, right? The first time I tried speedrunning, I was like, well, I know this game well enough. I'll just see how fast I can go.
Yeah.
And then all kinds of things like that. And we have all like these amazing runs and other things that are like randomizers and all kinds of cool things that are around runs. So like, you never know. Give it a shot. We love seeing your submissions.
To that point, I'd just like to say, like, Games Committee loves reviewing submissions. Please submit. We want more work from you. Like we want to see the speedruns that you're going to bring to us.
Yes.
It is such a joy to review those. It's such a joy to see people submitting. You don't need to have a top leaderboard time. You don't even need to be on the leaderboards.
Right.
I really want to emphasize that point because people think that there's like this barrier to entry, and there's not. If you are a speedrunner and you are speedrunning a game, you can submit. And we'll watch it and we'll be so excited to do it.
Exactly. And I can say something kind of similar along the lines of like the volunteering aspect. We had some amazing, incredible volunteers this event. I feel like we're just so fortunate to have the volunteers that we do. And I love seeing, again, like the passion and enthusiasm within all of the teams that have been around doing all their hard work between our 4 audio tech, our 4 stream tech, we had like 10 on Games Committee.
Yep.
We had around 120 total volunteers. Wow. We had 12 hosts hosts, 7 commentary buddies. We had 26 on donations, 12 on the social team, 13 stream checkers, 9 tech checkers, 40 chat mods. There were so many people helping out from all different aspects constantly throughout the week. I'm looking at you, control room. You all are doing an amazing job. Thank you for all of your hard work. I'm getting some waves right now. Everybody's done so incredible, and we're so proud of the event that we had, raising over $118,000 at the moment for the National Women's Law Center. And it's thanks to like everybody's support here, making this event happen, everybody at home putting in those donations. Remember, we have awesome prizes. I'm not going to go into prizes right now. I know you've probably heard enough. No, you haven't. We have another prize thing coming up later. Yeah, we got Evie right here too. Evie, are you okay? You look a little different. Anyway, huge thank you to you all for everything that you have done, and for I'm talking to everyone at home and everyone here in the studio and everybody who's helped volunteer, just everybody. And thank you to the National Women's Law Center for all the incredible work that you do as well. This event has been incredible, and we want to thank you for being a part of it, joining us, watching, supporting, and everything like that. I could go on and continue to gush, but I won't, because we also really want to see Dark Souls and we want to see Paper Mario, my favorite game. So I'm gonna hand it back up, and please enjoy the last 2 runs. Keep on donating if you want to check out that grand prize. We'll talk about it more in a bit. And thank you so much, Jen, for chatting with me.
Thank you for having me
about
here,
this
Fu.
and going over the event recap. Yeah, you all are amazing and wonderful, and enjoy the rest of the event.